Oh, sweet.
Wait, what?
No, on Zoom, on Zoom. Um, that's funny. Let's see.
Oh, it's really recording what we're saying too. That's interesting, the real time.
Yeah, on the Zoom one. Yeah, here.
Can you send an invite to? Oh, you already said that.
Oh, good. It's in the chat.
Yep, clicking on it now.
Oh, I have to change my background.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta leave this to start my video. So I'll leave this one. See you guys. And oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Let me fix this back and get rid of the other one. Hey, Vinny, did you ever download this backdrop on here? I don't see it. I'm gonna have him come do it.
Whoa. Hey,
Hey,
how
you have
funny
to
is that you have my name and I have yours?
Yeah, I know. I know.
you have to come do the backdrop because it's not available for me. And you'll be quicker. I'll rename this.
Uh, okay. Let me see if I can.
Do yours. And then let me get out of that other thing.
Hmm. How about if we just blur it for now? That way we could just record
Okay.
all these hiccups.
Yeah, that's fine. Change your name. I changed mine.
That way we can just record something. What about the names? You know how to change names?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, do yours. It's right on the top. It has the three little dots, top right corner.
Hmm.
How it looks on your end.
Um, you said top right what?
Top right corner. It's like a little blue box will appear when you hover over, and it'll say um a rename on the last pop of that drop down.
Oh, I see it.
Okay.
And we improvise.
Story of my life.
All right, so we are recording, so I'm sure Ro's getting all these fun clips.
Mhm.
He works with me. He knows there's nothing that's surprising to him anymore, I don't think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Mm,
like Ro. He's pretty awesome.
yeah. Oh man, he's so good. He's so good. We just
And,
gave him a
and
raise because of how good he is, and like how much of a go-giver and how like he just gets stuff done. He's so
yeah,
good.
and keep in mind we're not saying that just because he's gonna watch this video, but we legit believe it.
Look, I'm only saying it, Roel, I'm looking at you. I'm only saying it because I know you're watching this and otherwise I'd be talking I'm sure. No, not really.
Real talk.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Roel, don't leave us, please.
All
Oh goodness.
right, you guys ready?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I guess so.
All right, let me put the volume up in this. All right, here we go. Three, two, one. Hey guys, welcome to another WCG Investments webinar. And today we have a special guest. We have Marianne Carriers here. And just so you know, she is my partner in crime on and off the field, right? So she has some insight to share. We have Tim Woodbridge. And again, I'm Vinny Carriers. So today we are going to discuss a park that we acquired recently, It is a park that is located in Virginia. It's a 135 lot park. And as always, stabilizing the park could come with different challenges and things that we don't expect. Marianne has been the asset manager for the park, and she's going to talk about some of the lessons learned so far. So, Tim, anything you want to add?
No, no. So the quick, high level of the story is, we closed on this November, I think. And we had like everything lined up, just like we do, we have a pre-closing kind of checklist, and that's, getting better and better all the time. And yeah, it was interesting. So we were gonna like take over the old manager because, the previous owners gave her like roaring reviews and everything. And so as we close everything, we were ready to hit the ground running. And it started with, oh, hey guys, I'm out of town for a week. No problem. We'll get to it, like it's important, but yeah, take your time off. And then the next thing it was like, oh, hey, like something else came up in my life. Okay, sure. And then it was, hey, I can't do this job. And so I called her and I was like, what's going on? Do you want to talk? And she's like, had something else. And then it was, okay, maybe I can do it. And then it was, oh, I can't. And then it was a back and forth. And it's just like, okay, look, we can't do this. We just took over. We really want to get everyone onboarded into the system so they could pay rent. Um, and yeah, definitely, I moved too quickly in that, like, I was doing a lot of putting people into the system, and I ended up talking to a couple of people, and they were interested in the management position. And coming from a place of like of pain on our end, I was like, okay, let's hire these people. And yeah, that's the first fun part of this story. Marianne, do you have anything to add?
Oh, yeah, that was definitely that caught us off guard. Just having that community manager in place and then not having anybody. So it was the scramble of trying to find somebody and rushing into that. Just speaking off what Tim just mentioned, yeah, when you try to make somebody work for you, like make something work, it doesn't always play out right in your favor. You can't always train someone. So as the saying goes, hire someone slow and fire them fast.
Yeah, sometimes you just learn. But it's true, man. You can't really help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. And that was pretty evident in this scenario. So obviously we take over, things happen, right? Marianne, can you talk about something unexpected that took place, maintenance, infrastructure issues? What happened? Tell our listeners or viewers, something that took place.
Yeah, so recently there was a storm that went through the area. It took down one of the utility poles in the park. So wires down, we had 3 mobile homes without electricity. And the utility pole is a private utility pole. So this isn't covered by the energy company. So just having vendors in place to have somebody come out and replace the pole, get the wires back up, working with the energy company to come and put electricity back on, but keeping in mind that mobile home parks, usually the poles within are private utility poles. So they're not covered by the energy company. That's something that you have to be sure you have insurance for. It's covered. That's part of your coverage plan. Here was a perfect example of, yes, you have reserves to cover this type of expense, but it's an expense that should be put in as a claim with your insurance agent because it's a high ticket item. And also having a plan in place when you have power out of trying to relocate tenants if needed. So here was a situation where power wasn't coming back on for a couple of days. So we had offered the tenants that were affected to move in temporarily to vacant homes that were ready to be used. In this case, they chose to stay with family, but they were very thankful that we offered them a solution in the meantime.
That's nice. So we acquired the park in November, right? Now it's May. If you know a lot of ups and downs, trying to stabilize, unexpected things took place. If you could go back and do something differently, what would that be?
I would set clear expectations for the community manager and the contractors that we're working with. We had set timelines in place, but I would make sure that we follow through with those timelines and just do make sure that everybody sticks to the plan and not stray away from it.
Yeah. And following along with that train of thought, can you tell the viewers about the systems and processes that were put in place because of this particular experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a code of conduct that we have created, and we have job descriptions that clearly list out what our expectations are as far as professionalism and responsibilities and duties. We have the community manager sign off on this and go over it with us. That way, we have clear expectations set right from the start. And if anything needs to be addressed, we have something to point back at.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, this lesson that we learned, we implemented the code of conduct and we are executing this process on all of the other parks, right? So that way we don't run into the same issues with other parks. Tim, anything you want to add around that?
Dude, I love all this. So, in my first park, there was like a big sewer like capex issue, and it scared the shit out of me. Like I'm not even gonna like sugarcoat it. It scared me so bad because I had no idea what to do. But like in reality, oh, you just do a few things. You call a plumber out, get it fixed. And with experience, like when stuff like this happens, it's like, oh, okay, that's just one thing that happens. Now, we take the processes, we fix, the power line. Marianne did amazingly in taking care of that. And again, like pouring into tenants. How can we help you? How can we make this right? Like, this is a bad situation. Let's figure out a way so you guys aren't, without power. And yeah, there's all these black swan events that happen, and it's just a part of life and a part of mobile home park ownership. The important thing is figuring out what can we do? How can we resolve this situation? How can we accept the responsibility to make it right? And I think that's really what we want to do. And like as a company, we want to make sure that everyone knows that like, hey, stuff happens, but we'll fix it. We'll take care of it as best as we can. Um, and then in terms of the manager, definitely I'll take blame and responsibility for that. It's totally okay. I was like worried because we were already behind schedule, but I know better now to whenever I'm feeling like, oh, we need to jump on this, it's like take a step back. Um, and yeah, definitely fire quick. I heard that saying a million times before. And, sometimes you just have to experience it enough to realize that it's the proper way. I
Yeah.
love the code of conduct. I love, expectations and stuff that y'all put together so we can share this. Because, there's going to be a ton of people who read it and like, I'm not going to do that for the, that's not me. It's like, sweet, you self-selected out. I love that. You're probably not right for us. Um, but yeah, just, going forward, I mean, so in resolution to this story, I mean, I wish, the people watching this could know some of the like weekly meetings that we would have and Marianne's frustration. And it was just so dumb. You're absolutely right in that you can't change like who someone is. And so a lot of what we have talked about, hire for personality. Anyone can learn the ins and outs of like property management. There's not really anything too complex, but like hire the right person for the right seat. Make sure that their personality fits with our company culture.
Yes.
And then from there, we can teach all the details. So it's definitely interesting. I often say that one of my favorite parts of my life now is that I don't have to work with. And it's true. I don't. I only work with people I like. But with that being said, I didn't really put that in the same way as like community managers. I was like, okay, well, they're gruff, but they're getting it done. But now, this has helped change that outlook to be like, oh, no, like if they're like, not to me, but like to other people, then
Right.
this isn't someone we want to work with. Like it's totally anti the way we are. We're very collaborative, very how can we make this work so everyone's walking away happy, everyone's winning, and anyone else who has a different attitude, it really is. It's like a rotten apple sort of thing. It just infects the company culture, and man, I will do everything I can to protect the really cool company culture that we've developed.
And I just want to add that the code of conduct it was created around the company core values, right? It is important for us when we hire somebody that they align to those company core values because if they don't, then they're misrepresenting us outside to the residents, to the vendors, and even to even when they go to the court, right? They're representing us. So it's really important that they carry themselves in a certain way that aligns with our core values. So, people may be asking, why are they talking about, the dirt, taking responsibilities? Why are they sharing this with us? And one piece of our core values is that we want to be transparent with people, with investors. We just want to be transparent, and that's how we carry business. So part of that is just sharing with you guys, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It has been bumpy, but we're right into ship, right? So now everything's back on track, and that's what we're sharing, right? We want to be able to be completely open and transparent and say, you know what? It's not just about closing. Yay, let's celebrate. It's not just about, we're doing great. We're meeting our KPIs. We're tracking. But every story also has some bad to it, right? The good, bad, and the ugly. So we want to be completely transparent when we share these webinars.
Yeah,
Totally.
something that I would like to add is if you're away from your property and you're really relying on that community manager, it could be really scary to not to say I have to hold on to them, even if they're not the best. We let them go during a period where that utility pole had just fallen over. So during that time period, because I had built great relationship with tenants within the community, I was able to rely on tenants to help me out during that period of time. So it ended up being a blessing because I had built such great relationships with tenants. When I needed things done within the community, I could reach out to these tenants and they were able to help me. So don't let fear hold you back.
Mm,
If you have a situation where you're depending on a community manager, you will find somebody that's a better fit, that's professional, and that gets the job done correctly. So that's a big take that I have from this experience, not to rely on someone because you think it's your only option. Um, when you don't have any other option, you figure out what you need to do and you get things done.
mm,
I want to highlight the importance of having good asset management, right? Because that's how a lot of owners get in trouble. They buy properties, it could be commercial properties, and they give the keys to a property manager, and they're really hands off, and they go away and do their thing, and they don't realize that they're driving the deal to the ground, right? Our team, we have weekly calls. And the property managers are included in those calls and we talk about what is going on, right? And if we identify something is not meeting expectations, we address it right away, right? But the key is having these weekly touch points with everybody on the team, the asset manager, and the community manager, right? To address things. Imagine if we took over in November and we haven't touched base with the property managers now, where would we be? Right? It
Oh
would
my
be a
God.
very scary situation. So we identified a problem, we took action quick, and now we are in a much better place than we were.
Absolutely.
Marianne, tell us about the new manager and Al.
Oh, the new manager is amazing. She comes with 3+ years of experience. She's very known in the community, very well respected. She carries herself very well. She's professional. She's a go-getter. Um, Before we even give her the official offering, she already had a plan in place of organization, how she wants to organize, just questioning on how we're running things compared to how she used to do it. So she has ideas that she's ready to share with us, and she's very eager to work with us. She's super excited about the support we provide with the weekly calls, and just like communicating. She loves being able to communicate when needed. So it's amazing. Our
We
contract,
we interviewed two people too. Like so
yeah.
it wasn't like the first person we talked to. So we made sure
um,
we learned from our mistakes.
Oh, we
Yes.
definitely did. And ultimately, we went with someone that had solid experience. 'Cause we believe we need solid experience at this point and a strong presence to kind of regroup. Our contractor is amazing. He's already renovated one of our homes and done an amazing job. We already have a tenant present that has moved in. They're very happy with the renovations, and the cleaning of the home as well. We were able to power wash it. It looks amazing. He was able to give us great before and after pictures, which is super important to receive when you're working with community managers and contractors, so you can see the progress and also to be able to share it with your investors. So we're just very excited to have solid people in place, to move forward with our business plan, um, and just carry on. So it's really looking well.
And I just want to add that we didn't just grab somebody else and told them, "Hey, you're the new property manager." We went through an interview process that was pretty
Yeah.
rigorous. We came up with some good targeted questions based on the lessons that we had learned, and we identified that this person was the best person was the best fit for the role.
I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
So
are much better at it than I am. I remember reading, I think, Better Who or Who, something like that. It was a really good book about hiring the right people. And like I get the high level, but my implementation is not there, man. You guys know that. Um, but yeah, so like I remember interviewing uh, uh, the old managers and like asking them some of that question and like, you know, giving them a scorecard and stuff like that. And it's just, I it was the wrong role for me, you know. Um, I know that now. Um, and then like overall, it's interesting, you know. Yeah, we're behind in where we want to be, but I think I was talking to Matthias, and I don't think we had in the underwriting like a ton of homes
No.
renovated in year one.
Yeah.
So we are definitely like, you know, likely to be on track with where the business plan was, and we're
right.
still, you know, giving out investor prefs
Yes.
as promised or
Yes.
promised or as whatever as you know, I don't
Expected.
even know,
As
as
expected.
expected. Thank
Expected.
you, thank you. We promised nothing, but this is what we likely do. So yeah, we're still able to make the investor pref payments, and you know, the ship has been righted. So I'm
Yeah.
Yes.
a
Yeah,
lot
we're
And
more
the
definitely on
reason
track.
excited.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
and the reason we're able to do that is because, we identified the issue and took action right away. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have a solid plan in place to we are on track and to make sure that by the end of the year, we're meeting our business plan. So we're looking pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of upside to this deal too.
Oh, absolutely.
For all the like chaos and craziness and you know things that we've weathered and figured out and you know lessons we've learned. Uh, it's a really good deal. There's a lot of
Yeah.
meat on the bone. You know, a lot of different things we can do. So, yeah, I mean, I was talking with the lenders about this one, the people who lent on the park. We were having dinner with them actually, and they were you know, telling us how great the deal is. So here's a tip for anyone who's relatively new, like get your lender's buy-in. If they like the deal, it's a good deal. If they don't like the deal, it's probably not a good deal. Treat lenders like your partners because
Yeah,
they are. They really are,
they
dude.
are. If you have to convince them, that's not a good sign.
No, no, no. They know more than you. They've seen more.
Yes, yes. Um, so again, we wanted to take a minute and just to share, be transparent. Every operator goes through the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So in social media, you may see all the good. And yes, there's a lot of good, but it's important to share some of the bad too, right? So you can be part of the journey. It's not always just great, it's not all sunshine and butterflies, right? Sometimes we go through some things, and as good operators, you have to take action right away, right? So any last words you guys want to share?
Um, Thanks to Judah and Princeton Capital. You see that for the nice
Are we
Stanley
doing we
Cups.
doing ads now? We're doing paid ads? All right.
I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. You know, we've worked with them. They are great to work with. I really
Yes,
appreciate Judah and all the work that he does. So
absolutely.
yeah, how about that? Judah, I'll take my you can Venmo me money right now.
Marianne?
For me, I would just say keep everything kind and respectful, and
Mhm.
everything turns for the good. Um, if you just are always professional and kind to people, it's always going to work to your benefit, because ultimately you just want to build communities, and building communities is by being kind and listening to people and helping people.
Awesome. Thank you for
Totally.
that. So with that, we close out. Thank you for joining our latest edition of the webinar, and we'll keep you posted on how we what we go through moving forward. Hopefully, it's going to be all good news from now on, right? So yeah, thank you for joining, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
It's, Marietta so done. She's just like, no, that's